As Grenadians living out in a foreign land, to some at home it kinda seems like we miles apart. But I live each day hoping that you will understand that Grenada really lies so close to our hearts. Hey, I know here at home some harbor the feelings. They say we leave this nation and run, subject to a foreign living, so we no longer daughters or sons. But never mind where we live out of foreign, Europe or not America, is the sound of the diaspora calling. We want you to know we love we sweet Grenada. Hey, I said the diaspora calling, yeah, yeah. We want you to know that we love we Grenada bad. Diaspora calling, yeah, yeah. We love Grenada even though we may live abroad. It's time that we come together, man. We have this nation to build. We got to see ourselves like brothers and sisters. Let's put shoulders to the wheel. Well, let me tell you now, the diaspora calling, yeah, yeah. We want Grenadians at home to please understand. Say the diaspora calling, yeah, yeah. We love Grenada like the hills love the Grenada. In any times of a crisis, man-made or natural disasters. Well, let me tell you, man, as there is a God above. Anytime them calls reach out to the diaspora, our response is always simply an act of love. Hey, from every group, from every quarter, we must have every strength we could find, putting heads and hands together with only one thing on our minds, just to ease the pain that you suffer, to let you know that you're not alone. But there are hearts that bleed for Grenada, patriots far away from home. The diaspora calling, yeah, yeah. We want you to know that we love we Grenada bad. The diaspora calling, yeah, yeah. We love Grenada even though we may live abroad. Our love for this nation, and there is hardly dispute. In any kind of situation, we stand ready to contribute. Let me tell you now, the diaspora calling, yeah, yeah. We want Grenadians at home to please understand. The diaspora calling, yeah, yeah. Some of us live very up in the Granby town. Hey. We never turn our backs, never bring no harm to this spice nation. Neither have we ever treated this land with scorn. No. For every man, woman, and child across each generation, it's love we have for this land where we all came from. Hey, never flinching for one moment, no matter what the odds. In any kind of event, you'll always find that Grenadian flag waving and cheering, staking our voices, making our voices heard, ready to take a blow for Grenada. I say for this land we will always proud. Hey, I say the diaspora calling, yeah, yeah. We want you to know that we love we Grenada bad. Diaspora calling, yeah, yeah. We love Grenada even though we may live abroad. Politics and migration are things that drive us apart. There's always room for reconciliation, man. It's never too late to stop. Let me tell you now, I said the diaspora calling, yeah, yeah. We want you to know that we love we Grenada bad. I said the diaspora calling, yeah, yeah. We love Grenada even though we may live abroad.
never stop until I reach the top. There is no having you. I got it so worried. Fighting another until I reach the top. There is no having you. I got it so worried.
There we go. Oh, yo, yo. Politics, politics. You divide Grenada and that's no kicks. I don't like it. Politics, politics. Now so many things I will have to fix. So I go fix up them old police station to hold those who murder and rape. Because I fed up reading the media about an ex-prisoner escape. And I go fix up all those high prices that most Grenadians can't afford. Instead of demolishing those poor vendors put along the side of the road and leave them balling with them out close. Oh God, baby, Jesus is of the blows. Grenadians balling with them out close. The higher the monkey climb is more we expose. My people balling with them out close. Oh God, and this is of the blues. My people balling with them.
And good night to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name's Sheldon Scott. I'll be taking you up until the 10 o'clock hour, yeah?
Transformation in
Say a special good night to all of you listening locally, regionally, and internationally.
we mass. You only looking out for the upper class. Transformation in we mass. You don't care if the poor ones are to eat grass.
To my good friends out there in Washington, D.C., I say a special good night to you. My friends down there in Florida. Well, it's up there, so up there in Florida. No, not the Grenada, Florida, the United States, Florida. Yeah, some partners of mine call me from day to day. Yes, Lieutenant, hope that you're having a wonderful day today, sir.
The closest neighbor stop tell me howdy. All because of politics. Politics. Friend and family turn me enemy. I just say yeah.
And let me say a special good night to all the listeners joining us via We Noise Radio, We Noise TV.
Then I remember.
And those of you joining us via the YouTube and the Facebook. Hope that you all had a fabulous day today.
Like a bed bug.
Especially Sherms Houston. I know it was your birthday today.
And make sure that you treat them right. Don't leave.
Folks, the situation is that we have the 421-7279. That WhatsApp is up. But the 440-7377, we still have not been able to get that one up. But you can call us on 421-7279. That WhatsApp is up and operating. And we will be able to take your calls on that one.
Oh God, baby, Jesus is of the blues. Grenadians balling with them out close. Be careful with the tons when you're picking rows. Why the hell you remove the cap from the gas? Transformation in we mass.
Good evening, Geezer. I got your message, man.
And in we mass. But you driving
I hope you send flowers, you know.
Transformation in we mass. When I start to talk, you say in a fast. Transformation in we mass. Hey.
And Mr. Handsome, good night to you. Know you're listening and you're waiting. Fergie, good night to you, my dear. Yeah, that's I'm bored with the mouth closed. Yeah.
Yes.
dead like a sheep. Was up in Grenada, Senator came right up to me ears like he afraid to talk. He said the little work that he get in culture foundation, they take it back. And how we wish he could have take back his vote, cause that is one thing he regret. Because apart from all those gallant feds, yes, he they do nothing yet. Canadians ballin' with their mouth closed. Oh God, baby, Jesus is up the blows. You supporters ballin' with their mouth closed. But the higher the monkey climb is more he exposed. My people ballin' with their mouth closed. Oh God, and this is up the blows. Canadians ballin' with their mouth closed. What we going through only heaven knows. Why you riding wrong on such a high horse? Transformation in we mass. And the big renters don't care what it costs. Transformation in we mass. If you love this song, well raise up your glass. Transformation in we
Yes, I got his name, Neilon, yes.
come last. Transformation.
Good night to you, Neilon. Yes, indeed, folks. Just making sure that everything is up and running properly. As I said, we've got the WhatsApp number, but not the 4407377. That one we'll sort out over the weekend. I believe me, I didn't even know Monday was a holiday.
Canadians ballin' with their mouth closed.
Yes, an elder lady I was speaking to yesterday, and she was telling me, well, son, Monday's a holiday. I said, what are you talking about? She said, yeah, Monday's a holiday. Yeah, I didn't realize Monday was with Monday, eh?
Oh God, baby, Jesus is up the blows.
I might even get up that morning and get JJ ready and try to bring him to school, you know.
Be careful with the tons when you're picking rows. Why the hell you remove the cap from the gas? Transformation in we mass. Now what in me tanky can't even last. Transformation in we mass. But you driving wrong in dark tinted glass. Transformation in we mass. When I start to talk, you say in a fast. Transformation in we mass. Hey.
And folks, I want to remind you all of this activity. It is coming up this Sunday. That's the New National Party Women's Arm of the St. John constituency. They're having that community fun day and health fair under the theme Stronger Together, and it's a day of fun and wellness. They say to lime and live well. Come for the fun, stay for the wellness, live stronger together. So they've got various activities that will be taking place, free health checks and screenings, health and information booths. So you could go, you could find out about high blood pressure, you could find out about whether it's diabetes, whatever. You could go and find out about it. They're going to be having karaoke taking place, and so they're going to be having different health tip competitions, bingo, fitness demos, all sorts of different things to keep you healthy. Yeah, and there will be food and drinks will be on sale. So that's going to be taking place this Sunday at the Cuthbert Peters Park. So remember, that is going to be taking place this Sunday at the Cuthbert Peters Park. So they're looking forward to seeing you there. That's the New National Party St. John constituency branch. They are having that fun day and health fair under the theme Stronger Together this Sunday at the Cuthbert Peters Park. Yeah. And folks, no, not you yet, not you yet, not you yet. Let me go back here. Nice, right. Yeah. So folks, the NNP New York Support Group, they've got the Exquisite Affair coming up. That's going to be taking place on Saturday, July the 11th. So mark the date, July the 11th, 2026 from 9 p.m. I know Nutmeg State say he and the wife buy the dandan. They think already. They had a fancy dandan for that. All right, they don't put together. So that is taking place at Top Civic Center, 1098 Utica Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11203. And for more information and tickets, you can, yes, anything in English now, are we talking French? Pour votre plaisir. Who know what that mean, Papa? You talk English. Aisha Olivier at 917-520-3164. Kathy Albert at 347-262-6818. Wendy McGuire at 917-602-1476. Louisa Frame at 347-423-2509. and the political leader of the New National Party, and the opposition leader, the Honorable Emlyn Pear. She will be in attendance. Also, Deputy Political Leader, Senator the Honorable Norland Cox, Mrs. Nolene Thompson, the candidate for the New National Party in the St. David constituency, and Dr. Adrian Joseph. He is the NNP candidate in the constituency of St. George Northwest. So they will all be there. Tickets $125 all inclusive. We ain't telling you like some other people pay $100 to come and talk to one boring person. No. Yeah? You have food, you have all kind of thing there. Nice. And you have the Honorable Emlyn Pear, Senator Norland Cox, you have Mrs. Nolene Thompson, you have Dr. Adrian Joseph, you have a whole crew coming up. That's July the 11th. Order your little thing when you have to go and what does order? Sheen? Yeah, go and order your thing on Sheen and thing. Get your stuff organized. Yeah, get your stuff organized. That is coming up. Nice. And also, let me just give you a reminder here of some of the let me give all you a little reminder at this one here. Come on, let me see you there. Hey Papa, yo, where you going? Nah man, so you have to go. Yeah, let me give you all a little reminder here. So right, I think that's where I have to go there. Nice, yeah.
Ready to take your brand to the next level? Look no further than the Chameleon Design Studios, the creative powerhouse behind Key Central and dozens of standout brands across Grenada and beyond. From web designs, animations, and motion graphics to custom video productions, we bring your visions to life with unmatched efficiency and professionalism. Need a logo? Logo design starts at just $1,500, and our starter pack includes brochures, call cards, and letterheads. Whether you're launching a new business, revamping your identity, or telling your story visually, Chameleon Design Studios is the new face of designs. Call us now at 1473-422-8601 or scan that QR code. Follow us on Instagram at chameleon_473. Let's communicate. Call us today.
For more information, contact WeNoiseTV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com. WeNoiseTV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD contents with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channels right at your fingertips wherever you are. Latest in live sports, binge watch all your favorite TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand. You can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contracts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. We certainly don't have to pull tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. WeNoiseTV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services. With our service, you will get rid of all other subscriptions. For more information, contact WeNoiseTV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com.
Get ready to level up your workout game with following partners. Join renowned trainer Lincoln the Goose Jones for an electrifying fitness experience that includes aerobics, exercise, weight training, strength training, and much more. Join the fitness revolution at the Tag Team Netball Court and the Old Trafford playing field every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Unleash your inner strength and groove to the beats of DJ Killer Sound while you sweat it out. Affordable pricing, just $65 per month or $30 per class. For more information, call 410-3711. Don't miss out on this chance to transform your fitness routine. Level up today with Follow Me Fitness.
Yes, indeed, folks. You don't wait until when you see the carnival time start to say you're going and get fitter. Yeah, those of you that like to play mass and them kind of thing. As I say, mass, good night, Helen Marie. Yes, Helen Marie and Associates, a good night to you folks. If you need your little adjustment, do on your clothes and thing, just make sure it clean. Pass and check Helen Marie. You might have your little outfit for work and so, and you find you get a little tight, you need to take it out a bit. Or you get a little slack, you need to take it in a bit. Pass and check Helen Marie. She downstairs the NIS small. Yeah, just ask for Miss Helen Marie. Right by where see ACB is there. You're coming just a little after there and you go see Helen Marie right there. A nice lady. She sit down there. Tell her Sheldon send you. Alright. Yes, indeed, folks. As I said, the phone lines are open. The phone line is open so we can take your calls. Those of you, I know quite a few people wanted to call night before. And last night we had quite a successful meeting up there. Yeah, watch, I wasn't able to go in the end there. Yeah, I had to stay with JJ. He had the flu. Yeah, so I had to stay with him. I could not leave. All right, yeah, so I apologize for those who were looking out for me up in Bylands and I didn't arrive. Yeah, but you know, sometimes priority. You understand? Daddy duties. You have to stay and rub down and make sure and get soup and all them kind of thing. Yeah, you just have to do that sometimes. Yes, indeed, folks. So you can call 421-7279 on WhatsApp only. WhatsApp only. You can call 421. I want somebody to test it out for me. I want to make sure. I mean, I tested it out before, but let me test it out during the show now. So if anybody could call, let me get a little test out and thing there to make sure everything working proper. That's 421-7279. Give me a call now. Yeah, let me check it out there, man. Yeah. And while I say that here with some interesting information, I was reading an article today about the Grenada Development Bank. I say, well, no, that article can't be talking the truth. Not the same Grenada Development Bank the present administration tell us doing so well.
His disciple, he had to endure the suffering and the scorn.
Not the same bank that Andrea St. Bernardia, the project sponsor for Polaris. Not the same bank that she's what, the chairperson at the board of directors. She's the chairperson or deputy chairperson here.
Trying to bring the people together. You will always find a Judas Iscariot. A certain friend in me who will prove to be a deceiver, whose mission is to ensure that everything fall along flat. To put on the armor, put on the armor, is what you deserve. Put on the armor of love. I'm wearing the breastplate of righteousness so they can't jump up on my chest. I'm protected from above with the armor of love. The gift of life we ought to preserve with the armor.
And folks, remember to like and share. Like and share. Hit the like button. Hit the share button. It's the only way that we can get the program to a wider audience than it already reaches, yeah?
Never be ashamed when they quick to criticize you. Just stay humble, be as vigilant as you could be. Cause no matter how you try to be an example.
So as I said, I was reading the article about the Grenada Development Bank and I say, nah man, them joking, that can't be true. Not the same Grenada Development Bank, man. Could never be, eh?
It's me to wear the crown. The same people who I thought would have been so happy, they turned me enemy and trying to fight me down. But I put on the armor, I put on the armor, is what I deserve. I put on the armor of love. I wear in the belt of the gospel. You can't tie the roots, man, foot and protected from above with the armor of love. The gift of life you ought to preserve with the armor of love.
Yeah, and when I checked the article was speaking of the fact that in 1 year, the Grenada Development Bank has gone from having $1.2 million in surplus to being operating at a deficit. Yeah, operating at a deficit. I say, now, that can't be true, no.
Put on the armor of love. This is not the Yama, the giant named Goliath. Though so strong, was killed by a sling and a stone.
Yeah, from operating at a surplus of $1.2 million, now it's operating at a deficit of $1.4 million in just 1 year. That's significant, huh?
On my own ability, no way. I would trust in the Almighty to see me through. Like when things
So you know what I did? I went and I checked the reports myself. I checked the 2023 report and the 2024 report. And there seems to be something definitely going wrong with the Grenada Development Bank. We know who went and take loan and all kind of thing. We hear who minister went and take loan for this and who minister went and take loan for that. We also heard some minister take a loan from what we hear to send one of the children to school. And so, I mean, it's admirable what you want to do with it. But the law is very clear that ministers are not supposed to be accessing loans from the Grenada Development Bank. No sitting government minister is supposed to be accessing loans from the Grenada Development Bank. That's what the law says, isn't it?
think about it first.
Yet still, now we're hearing that the bank is operating at a deficit. And remember, this is the bank that is supposed to be helping small businesses in Grenada to operate. We had the situation in Carriacou where one particular gentleman was complaining that, hey, the development bank operating more like one of the commercial banks. So outside of the fact that you might get a 1% difference in relation to the interest, in fact, you know what? Let me hear the man himself, man. Yeah, hear the gentleman himself in Carriacou talking about, as a small business owner, what they were going through.
Good afternoon, and comrades all, good afternoon. Well, good evening, yes. At two meetings at the Mermaid, one with the Prime Minister and one with the Minister of Finance, they indicated that $25 million was placed in GDB for business reactivation for Carriacou and Petit-Martinique especially. I don't know how many business people in here, but quite a lot of the people who applied are refused. I think that the GDB placed the bar too high, that a lot of people cannot access the loans and even the grants, because the grant now is associated with the loan. They don't just give you the grant. I am asking through you, although you raised it a little early on, but through you to the Prime Minister and your cabinet colleagues to have the GDB restructure the given plan to help the business people of Carriacou. There's a lot of people in Carriacou I know who have applied and were refused. I, for one. And my whole building collapsed in the road in Crossroad.
You were directly impacted?
Directly impacted. Yes, I had a little insurance, but like some of you know, you insure your building for $350,000, the adjuster come and he put it at $700,000. So when they do the adjustments, they says average apply, they give you $100,000. Now, $100,000 cannot build back your building. So you need to go to GDB to get some assistance to build back your building, and you are refused.
So what suggestions do you have? What then are you suggesting that we do in terms of getting the support to the business?
The GDB, to me, is operating like one of the commercial banks. The only difference is the 1%. The 1% is the only difference between the GDB and the other commercial banks. 1%. People want to take advantage of the 1%. Now, the Prime Minister or the government could have placed that $25 million in NIS or in the Revenue Office for distribution of the people to make it easy. But I believe they put it at the GDB because they have a structure. But as I said early on, I think the bar is too high. The Prime Minister mentioned you can get up to $500,000. But I don't think any business in Carriacou, a lot of the small businesses in Carriacou, want $500,000. The most they might want is $100,000 or $150,000.
And they're not getting it.
And some might even want $30,000 because it's a little business they have. And they're not getting it. So I'm just asking you, please, through your cabinet colleagues and the Prime Minister, to talk to GDB so that they restructure their plans in giving out the needed funds to the business people of Carriacou. Thank you very much.
Yeah, folks, that was one small business owner in Carriacou speaking out, and we've heard over the past 3 years, we've been hearing from many other business people that have been approaching the Grenada Development Bank for loans and not getting. Remember, we've heard from fishermen who went to the GDB, and I mean, originally, the GDB, Grenada Development Bank, was really the Grenada Agricultural Bank. That is what it was first conceived and created as, the Agricultural Bank. It was supposed to be helping farmers, fishermen, that sort of thing. And now fishermen approach, just trying to get assistance to sometimes get a boat engine or equipment so that when they go out there, they can fish properly, or at least their life, they can protect themselves, their life-saving equipment, to purchase things like that, to go out in the water, and have been turned down by the Grenada Development Bank. But while they are being turned down by the Grenada Development Bank, it has certain other people who, according to the legislation that surrounds the Grenada Development Bank, who are not supposed to be receiving loans, are easily receiving loans, easily receiving monies from the Grenada Development Bank. And this is not something that somebody here by the side of the way. It has been confirmed that these individuals have been receiving money from the Grenada Development Bank while in a position that they should not be receiving in. In other words, if it's before, that is one thing, that's another story. When you are a parliamentarian, when you are a cabinet member, a government minister, you are not supposed to receive anything from the Grenada Development Bank. That's when whatever, you pay off what you had to pay off in the time that they give you, if you had from before, but you're not supposed to receive any additional during that period of time. And we have had that happening. While it has been easy for them, you have hundreds of others out there who have been approaching the Grenada Development Bank and not receiving the assistance that they need to receive. Because I'm pretty sure that there are some who have gone there because they want to further their education, and you could imagine the answers they've been getting. There are some who have gone there and they're trying to fix up, as I say, the boat, get a new engine, buy some net and some line and some safety gear so that they can go out in the ocean and not disappear. And you have to be wondering what happened to them and hope that some boat passing somewhere see them and pick them up. Yeah? Or that you just never hear about them again. So we are hoping that at least we can get an even clearer understanding of what has been taking place with the Grenada Development Bank. And the article that I'm referring to, I saw it under Roll Titus's page. The article I'm referring to, you see, that's the difference with me and them. I will say where I see something. Other people will not mention, well, Roll has mentioned sometime. Other people will not mention they hear it here. But I don't mind. The bottom line is you hear it. Right? Yeah. So when it comes to the 2023 report of the Grenada Development Bank, on page 24 of that report, it says the following. It says the Grenada Development Bank, this is a report from GAFIN, and it says here, as part of GAFIN's approach to effectively regulate and supervise the non-bank financial sector in 2023, enhanced off-site monitoring of the bank's operations was effected. Quarterly financial reports were submitted by the bank on prescribed reporting forms to facilitate this monitoring. In other words, whatever the GAFIN is saying is from information that comes directly from the Grenada Development Bank on a quarterly basis. As of December 31st, 2023, the GDB held total assets amounting to $114.5 million with a total loan portfolio of $99.4 million and a surplus. Notice that word here, a surplus. It means you have extra of $1.2 million. Non-performing loans, in other words, loans that people have not been able to service, or that are past due over 90 days, 30 days, 60 days, whatever it is. They were at 3%, and it was showing signs of worsening, and that was in 2023. And now we move to the 2024 report, and in the 2024 report published by the Grenada Authority for the Regulation of Financial Institutions, otherwise known as GAFIN, the report in that year speaks to a significant change. So the total assets amounting to $111.9 million. So they have more assets. Here was it's less actually, 114.5 million. That was how much total assets they had in 2023. So they now have less because they have 111.9 million. So they have less. Let's see the loan portfolio. At this time was 99.4 million. And the loan portfolio in 2024 stands at 96.1 million. So the loan portfolio is less. 96.1 million with a net operating deficit this time of 1.4 million for the year. Non-performing loans, not at 3% again, that's 7.3%. And you may have to ask yourself, why? Why is it that the non-performing loans at the Grenada Development Bank in 1 year doubled? Well, over doubled, because it's at 7.3, when in 2023 it was at 3%. What took place in the economy in that space of time that you have all these non-performing loans at the Grenada Development Bank that the bank can basically get back the money? So the bank is now operating, instead of operating at a surplus with $1.2 million, it is now operating at a deficit of $1.4 million. And we have to ask ourselves why? Because the development bank is there. It is supposed to assist small businesses. So you might have your village shop and you want to do a little expansion, you want to do a little something, you're operating a small business. The Grenada Development Bank would usually help you to do things like register your small business. Yes, they do that. Well, at least they used to. I don't know what they're doing now. They would help you register that business, tell you exactly how to go about doing it. And then they would tell you, give you advice on different aspects of it. And you could have applied to them for a loan to assist you with that business. You have your auto garage. No, not them side of the road thing. You have your auto garage. And you find you want to get some equipment to expand the services that you're offering at your auto garage. We know that many of the vehicles coming now, for instance, are hybrid vehicles. So they operate partly on battery, partly on thing, and most of them now are heavily computerized. Every year, vehicles become more heavily computerized. So the garages, how they would have operated 5 years ago, we're even going as far as 10. how a garage would have operated 5 years ago, they have to update the equipment they have in the garage to be able to cater to the new sets of vehicles, the new types of vehicles that are now taking the market in Grenada. Everywhere you look is an Ignis. Every time you look down the road is about 3 or 4 Ignis passing going. Ignis all over the place. Yeah? And them Swift and them thing and them. But they are heavily computerized now. And as such, the equipment that the garages, and again, I'm not speaking about side of the road. Time for them to move them thing from the side of the road. But the side of the road, move them. But garages, how they are operating now, they need to upgrade. They are supposed to be able to go to the Grenada Development Bank, put forward a proposal and receive their assistance, and be able to access funding from the Grenada Development Bank to do what they have to do. I've already mentioned fishermen, but farmers, especially now, you have the bank operating in a deficit now, but we are going into, and I'm seeing various reports about what they call a super El Nino. And some people may say, well, that has nothing to do with Grenada. Yeah, it have a lot to do with us. Because El Nino can affect the weather in the Caribbean right around the world, but it affects the weather in the Caribbean as well. It can affect the strength of hurricanes. Yeah, you could get some super strong, some of the strongest hurricanes on record. You can get them according to when the El Nino takes effect. Hopefully, it will be after the hurricane season in Grenada that you start to get the full effects of that. Also, the El Nino weather system causes extremely dry conditions in various places. So, for instance, in the wheat belt in the United States, you could end up with some serious dry conditions. In Europe, you could end up with some serious dry conditions. You know what that does? That means there's another thing that going and send the price of things up, because you're going to send the price of what you make out of wheat. The flour and all these things are going to go up. Everything that include flour in it and so on. Or wheat, down to malt. All of these things that you need wheat for, the price is going to go up and go up significantly because the output is going to go down. Other countries are scrambling now due to the reports on the various weather channels and from various meteorologists and so. Various countries are scrambling now to put an economic plan in place of how to protect their countries in that situation. Understanding that the next dry season, it may start early and we may end up with a worse dry season than we may have ever seen. In fact, they said the last time they had an El Nino this strong was in the 1800s. The 1900s gone long and we're in the 20s now. So they said the last time they had something that strong was way back then. There's nobody alive now, unless they are vampire, a Sukuya, a Ligaru, or some kind of thing like that. There's nobody alive from the 1800s now to tell us about that. But what it did cause was serious weather conditions, dry conditions in various countries. What is Grenada doing to protect ourselves in a situation like that? How are we preparing? What have we done for our farmers? The fishermen coming to you, they're asking for assistance to get net, to get line, to get other fishing equipment, to get communication equipment, so if they're out to sea and something happened with the engine, they could at least call and get somebody to come and help them. Or something, the boat start to sink, they could call and get somebody to help them. You all ain't give them. They come, they ask, can we get assistance to get engines for the boats and so on, so that we could go out there safely. The engine I have given problem. Next thing it shut down on how much miles outside of Grenada and I start to drift. What will I do? And the type of boats they're going out with is not like you could paddle that and say, well, we're paddling back into land. So this is what the Grenada Development Bank is supposed to be doing. So when we hear with a situation that you have this weather system that is expected to affect not just Grenada, not just the region, the earth, the whole planet, that is good, and we already have higher than normal temperatures, record temperatures. For the last couple of years, we've been having record temperatures. And now you're having a weather system that usually brings high temperatures with it. So you might end up breaking all those records. And this is not to scare you. This is to make you know that you need to prepare for what is coming. So even if your government does not prepare, you as an individual, you as a family have to prepare for what is going to come. That's just so that everybody understands where we are at with that. We need to prepare for what is on the way. Yeah? So we know that this weather system, they say late 2026 into 2027 will be affecting. But there's no plan, no strategy, even for the present situation, where we know that the Iran war may erupt again at any point in time. And that's not just hearsay, that is a fact. The Iran war could erupt again at any point in time. And knowing that the Iran war could erupt at any point in time, we have to do what we can do to protect ourselves. Every time we see the consumer price index coming out, it shows significant increases in the prices of goods and services. Where can the government deal with this to make it cheaper for Grenadians? At the port. That's where they collect the taxes. So at the port is where you can do what you have to do to lower the cost for the average Grenadian. What have they done? Nothing. When you ask them what they've done, they speak about things that have been taking place over the last how much years, including measures put in place by the new National Party. They come repeating those measures as though they are measures that they put in place. So we need to understand that we have an incompetent administration at a point in time that we need people who are hands-on, who have their eye on what is taking place around the world, in the region, and here at home, and are able to immediately pivot and deal with the different issues that are coming in a proper manner. You need a government who understands the crisis that is out there and heading our direction, and who don't just talk about things, who don't just go and set up fireworks and bring band and sing on stage and man knocking drum, moko jumbi and all kind of thing to open place, and then after you see the place bush, and not just bush, high bush in them place. Because that is the status quo of this administration. They make grandiose promises. They bad on putting on a show. But they wouldn't tell you light for long in the stadium. They ain't gonna tell you about that. They ain't tell you about the lights that get loose and for long. They ain't tell you about that. Okay, yeah. They ain't gonna tell you about them thing. They're big on putting on a show. But when it comes to actually rolling out, you go and check on the swimming pool. Yes, the Olympic swimming pool that's supposed to be built. Go and check. And come back, call this program and tell us how much men working on that program, on that project. Tell us how much people are working on the Olympic swimming pool right now. How far has that work progressed? Was that boss? Yeah, we doing thing, man, we doing thing. But you know what they're waiting for? They're waiting for close, just up to an election. And then they go put a set of people to do work. Yeah, we don't care what you're doing, just do work. And when the people working on it, then they come in and tell them, but you know, if a little vote for us, that work done, you know. If a little work for us, the other side goes, we'll send all you home. That work done. That is the intention. That is the intention. I heard the Prime Minister speaking on one particular program. I don't have the clip here. But I heard the Prime Minister speaking on one program about what is taking place with the Project Polaris site. And making the statement that now they have to raise the height, because like after they buy the land is when they realize they buy a floodplain. So after they buy that particular area and say that is where they're going and put the thing, then they realize the place does flood. So now they realize they have to raise the height of the land in that area. So now they have to go and spend how much million, positive it's going to be into the millions, to raise the height of the land there, so that when the water come down, they got to channel it elsewhere. So they're now realizing that the area they buy is a floodplain. Like they didn't know that before, but they know now. Yeah, now they know that the area is a floodplain. And they had to go and raise the height of the land. But still, not a tractor on site. In fact, today, let me see if I could find Dr. Panchu's post from today. Because I did see a post by Dr. Panchu, Augustine Panchu, a good friend. I did see a post by him today where he went onto the site because he went and see all the lovely people that working there according to Ron Redhead. Yeah, the pile of people that working there and all the wonderful work that's going on the Project Polaris site. The man get excited. Dr. Panchu went and see what it is going on. So let me see Dr. Panchu. Let me see when you went and go there. Yeah, so let me see if we could pull it up here. Can't open bigger than that. Nice. Well, we gotta take it like that. Yeah, Dr. Panchu went and see what going on down there. Yeah, man, he went and see the Project Polaris site.
Driving through the north.
Yeah, just so you all can see the amount of men that working there. There's a lot of tractors and trucks and so on the site, and you could see from the images being posted there, there's a lot of work taking place, man. Yeah. That is the Project Polaris site today, because I believe it's today that Dr. Pancho went there. So, yeah.
There's the blue flag. Yeah. Dust. I was looking for the machine. I couldn't find the machine. I'm looking for the machines and the men that are working, but unfortunately they're not on grounds today. I do see some. I think yeah, that should be. Yeah, I see some goats. So let's see if we can find the goats. Yeah, there the goats are. Maybe they were thinking about the goats were working. Maybe the goats are now the new AI machines.
Yeah. Just in case, Dr. Pancho, the goats are doing landscaping. Those are the ones to keep the the goats are doing landscaping.
Well, I guess, no. The site is here.
When I say these people only just do thing and then it's high bush. High bush! That is what they have there.
The palms are really invited. Let's grab a hold of the palm trees. That certainly doesn't look like the north.
Oh gosh, man, look at that, get somebody to them ply and them let them build a little place, man. I sure it has somebody that needed them ply. That them ply could I go, yeah, them nice little upright and thing they them ply and thing could I go and help somebody, man. I sure it have people rather than put that day for this vanity thing to try and hide the fact that all you ain't doing nothing. Yeah, them ply and them day that could I help somebody put up a little something, you understand? Yeah, man.
What do you think, folk? Look at the maybe I should get a palm tree. All right.
Doc, leave the people palm tree alone. Yeah, Doc, I know you're joking about leave the people palm tree. And next thing somebody take one and the one that says you.
I don't know, but yeah, we look.
All you see nice ply and things. Somebody could get them ply to go and put up their house. So they take ply and to hide the fact that nothing is going on that side.
Looking pretty. Nice, yes.
Oh, just remember, folks, outside of buying the place, you all have just spent $22 million. So what you saw Dr. Pancho showing there, $22 million and counting for what has just been shown there is what you, the average Grenadian taxpayer, has spent for what you're seeing there. You all will let me know if you think that's $22 million worth of work.
The palm trees are the most productive things happening here.
Well, look, give poor people them ply. Give poor people them upright and them. It's how people need to build a local place and help them out. Give them ply.
Yeah, on site. Polaris, the North Star, advance. We were told that work is being done.
Well, let's see how much work being done there. Real work being done. It's rainy season now coming out. Let's know what work being done there. Because again, during the rainy season, if they had to do, and I'm sure any contractor, any person that understands the area, any person that even with an inkling or understanding of construction can tell you that if any serious, significant work had to take place there, especially regarding the foundation, putting the land in proper order, now was the time to do it. Not during the rainy season. Because you know, from the end of next month, middle of next month, end of next month, all you know is rain. That is the rainy season, is rain that will be coming down. So the time, if you have to do any significant type of work, you would do it around this time. You'd have at least started to do what you had to do around this time and get it done. So at least the rain wouldn't hamper you as much, because that area, once again, is a floodplain. The whole thing does flood. They have to reroute the water, and it was admitted by the Prime Minister that they will have to reroute the water in that area because of the flooding that takes place there. Yeah? It was admitted by the Prime Minister that that is what will have to take place. That they will have to reroute the water and they have to raise the level because they basically bought a floodplain. That is what they give to us. Yeah? So what you've seen there, yeah, that is Project Polaris. Well, look at that. Somebody just messaged me there. They say they see a van taking down ply this afternoon. I wonder how them ply going. There's some nice link of ply and thing there. I hope the van, I hope the van taking down the ply was the van that's supposed to be taking down. I hear making my joke, not realizing somebody was taking down ply this evening. I hope the van that was taking down the ply was supposed to be taking down the ply, and it's not somebody that decide they will avail themselves of the opportunity of ply that seems to be weather treated at that location. I hope it's somebody that don't go and take it illegally. No. Let them take it down and give it to people. Yeah? Let them take it. And Auntie Jenny was posing off the other day on a tractor. They moved the tractor too. They didn't even leave the tractor to leave an inkling like something going on. They move it. My goodness. Folks, the phone line's open. 421-7279. 421-7279. Project Polaris. Papa Jombe. Yeah, man. So they've spent, I see Gold Queen here, they've spent $22 million on what you're seeing there right now. So I don't know if the ply was a 500,000 a sheet. We don't know. I don't know how much the opening, the launch they had, how much that cost. Because while that costing that, you have schools that had to close because of rat infestation, as what was happening to a particular school within the town during the last few weeks, and so I think they open now, but they had to close for a period of time because rat infestation. Yeah, that's what we used to call guys like Devon and them and send them to go and deal with them thing in them school and them, and after you get rid of them, set up so you could keep it out. Yeah, Devon, you need to come home, boss. But that's what guys like Devon and them used to go and do. Yeah, you could check Devon. He's still my partner, you know. You could check him. Does do pest control. Yes, Devon Romain, he does do pest control. Anytime you see him, ask him. He does deal with pest control and thing. You see, I have no malice towards nobody, you know. Yeah, it's my brethren still. Right? He on the wrong road. But you never know, he might decide to come home one day. Oops. Call back. I clicked the wrong thing when you called. I clicked the wrong thing. Let me see if I could call back. Yeah. Because I clicked the wrong thing and stopped the call that was coming through. Right? Good. Yes, they've called back. Let's go to the phone lines. Politics. Hello.
Good night, sir. Good night. How are we doing?
I'm quite fine. How are you doing?
Good. Just checking in.
Yes, man. I hear you nice and clear, so that means that system working good. Nice.
The line is working, yes. Now, that lady, well-trained liar, that lady who could lie, and how many boards is that lady on? I know she's on the Polaris, and she's also on Grenada.
Yes, she's on Polaris, Grenada, and GDB.
All right. And she has the same, what's the guy named? Duncan guy is on GDB too.
Which Duncan? I can't remember if there's a Duncan.
Richard Duncan, the guy who see.
Hold on, I can't remember Richard Duncan being on the GDB. No, I don't think he's there. No.
Yes.
No.
I saw him. He was on. Isn't Richard Duncan the CBI guy?
CBI, I know he's on CBI. GDB, no.
And I could guarantee you he's on the because they was asking why is the CBI, the monies from the CBI goes to the why does the money from the CBI goes to the GDB, and he's also there, so he's double dipping. He's giving it from his left hand and watching it from his right hand into his left hand. He was on the Barb report, and there was taxing him about that. Dr. Barber asked him, how can you be on these two statutory bodies? Okay. These guys now.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. I'm seeing the GDB, the names on the board in 2023. Andrea St. Bernard, chairperson. Earl Braffett, deputy chairperson. Trevor St. Bernard, Rolanda McQueen, Ramona Otway, Valentine, Patrick Simmons, Danica Sherman, Donald Williams. I read the Gazette, sir. I know what I'm saying when I say he's not on the GDB board.
No. He is there now. Now, because there was then if you go back to one of the clips, go back to the clip when he was on the Barb report.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he was on the Barb report.
I ain't want to end up like other people in court. So as far as I know, I'm saying it once again. No, because I know that these people set up like Mapepi waiting on people. As far as I know,
so then,
he's not. I don't know if the board was reconstituted recently. Maybe if it was reconstituted recently.
You know what? I'm gonna.
But go ahead.
I'm gonna go to my computer after I get up the phone and research that. Now, also, is that bridge and closure? Is that fixed yet or what?
No, the closure road remains just you see the last time there a couple of weeks ago when we showed it. It remains the same. The closure road, no further work has been done on the closure road. As far as I know, it remains the same. And that's not all. River Road remains the same as well. They're waiting for the rainy season for rain to come down and flood River Road again. Not a single thing has been done on River Road. In fact, they had a guy down inside the drain up to recently. You know, after we spoke about the lily in the drain in River Road.
I saw that with no PPE. He didn't have no protective gears and so on.
Up to would have been early last week or week before when I passed through River Road. That thing was still there.
Yeah.
That was still there.
Is the GBN, the registration GBN, what is that? Is that Grenada? Is that Grenada radio station, the People's radio station, or that's
it is owned by a Trinidadian company, but the government of Grenada does have a small number of shares in the Grenada Broadcasting Network, but it is majority owned by I think it's CNC. That's the Express, and so I think those people out of Trinidad, they have the majority shares in the Grenada Broadcasting Network, but government of Grenada has some shares.
And why doesn't they give the real news in Grenada, the truthful news? Is that by design? They're not telling the people what is really happening. Is that
there are some young reporters there that I have a lot of affinity for. The thing is, as a young reporter, they have not spent enough time in the field, nor done the amount of training to delve into the reports the way Alinda Straker may have done it. They have not done the level of training. They don't have the institutional knowledge to dig into stories. So they may more be operating on, well, government sent out a press release, so they report on the government press release. Government say this happening, so they report on that. Rather than government say that, but is that true? Let me see if that is true. Or from the moment government says it, you say, no, something is off there. I remember 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, this was said. So what they're saying there now doesn't add up. The young reporters, in all fairness to them, would not have the institutional knowledge to be able to do that. So I don't hold it against them. I think over a period of time, they started off pretty well. And I think over a period of time, once they get the correct guidance and the government stops trying to make GBN into GIS 2.0, then we would start to get that type of information. Because there are certain stories they don't touch. You realize that?
All right, good. All right, let me get on the phone and go to my computer, and I might call you back in the next 15 minutes. All right.
Yeah, once you find it, send it to me, because once it is so, it would be gazetted. Yeah, it will be gazetted. So once you find that, you can send it to me. But I know the last one from 2023, those are the persons who made up the board of directors. It may have been changed at 2023, 24, 25. Yeah, so usually it's a 2-year period, so they would have changed sometime in 2025, most likely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, sir.
Okay, great.
All right, man.
All right, thanks, yeah. So, yeah, they may have changed within the last 2 years, but I can't remember him being on the board. I'm not saying, as far as I know. That's why I keep saying as far as I know. Yeah? Yeah, that as far as I know. Yeah. Yeah, he's on the board of directors for the Grenada Cooperative Bank. Yes, that I know for a fact because he worked there, he managed the Grenada Cooperative Bank. And, yeah, he was the... okay, I understand the context in which the gentleman is speaking there now, and I know where he's making the mix-up. It's the Grenada Cooperative Bank, not the Grenada Development Bank. Yeah, so thank you, observer, whoever you are. Cooperative Bank, not the Grenada Development Bank. So yeah, I know I was correct in what I said because I know I see. Listen, I read the Gazette and I just read the Gazette like, every week. I just make sure I read it. So I would see when those things like that come up. Yeah. So the last one I'm seeing in the quick search that I did was 2023, and those were the names that I saw there. And come I think there's me that there. Hey. Other phone operating, so hey. Nice. Let me see. Andrea St. Bernard, Valentine, Patrick Simmons, Trevor St. Bernard, Rolanda McQueen, Royston Cumberbatch. That is what somebody just sent to me. I believe it may have been I believe it may have been updated recently. So I would double check that. But for Richard Duncan, he's on the board of directors of the Grenada Cooperative Bank, which is a private entity, not the Grenada Development Bank. I know they want to sue. I ain't letting them sue me, so tell all you. 30 years this year. Yeah, I ain't breaking my record. 421-7279. That's 421-7279. You got to call us on the WhatsApp. Give us a call, folks. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. I remember the discussion that was taking place on the Bob Report. And it was about the relationship between the cooperative bank being the bank of the IMA or the CBI as we know it, but they call it the IMA now. All of the people that are doing business through the CBI usually have to go through the cooperative bank. And I think the discussion was, isn't that a conflict of interest with him being on the board of directors of the bank that is being used near exclusively by the IMA and also being on the board of the IMA? That is where the thing took place there. So just clearing it, so all you can sue. Right? Nice. 421-7279. That is the number for you to call and get on the inside. 421-7279. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside of this program. But you realize you've got the problems with the Grenada Development Bank. And you see who is the main director, the chairperson of the Grenada Development Bank. An individual who is hardly ever even in Grenada. Because Miss Andrea St. Bernard, she is, and folks, you know, you can't call direct. You have to call me on the WhatsApp. Call me on the WhatsApp, Popo. Yeah. WhatsApp, call me on that number. You can't call me direct. Nice, yeah. So, no, we can't take the call direct. I ain't pulling it and put by the thing there again. Call on WhatsApp. WhatsApp calls only. You can't take the direct calls. Yeah, especially with this type of phone there. Nah, I can't hook it up. I can't take direct calls with that one. So you've got to call us on the WhatsApp. Yeah, folks. So I'm saying, yeah. Let me see that. I have to make sure. Right, nice. Yeah. So I'm saying that you had one person that was the manager of the GDB before. You bring in somebody, according to the article I read and from what we've heard otherwise as well, you bring in somebody who was the you had somebody who was the manager of the Grenada Development Bank for 15 years, did an exceptional job as the manager of the GDB for 15 years. You all come in and you all get rid of Mr. Mervyn Lord. I think he over-managing with Ariza right now, and he's doing an exceptional job managing Ariza Credit Union. That's why Ariza is one of the best credit unions that have right now. In fact, when you look at it, two credit unions right now are being led by people that the NDC administration basically hounded out of their positions. Because you have, what's the next one? Nexa Credit Union. You have Mr. Kevin Andal there. Mr. Kevin Andal did exceptional work in the Ministry of Youth during the period of the NDC and during the period of the NNP. So he was there during the last NDC. When the NNP came into office, Mr. Kevin Andal wasn't just kept on, you know. He was elevated to the position of permanent secretary. This NDC administration hound the man. They hound him. And sometimes hounding is not cussing you and all kind of thing, you know. It's putting pressure, look a piece by look a piece on you to try and break you. Where he ended up? The manager of Nexa Credit Union. And doing an excellent job there. If all you don't have an account yet, go and open one. Also, you have Mr. Mervyn Lord, who was over the GDB for years, doing an excellent job. He wasn't there for 15 years because he was just there for 15. He was there for 15 years because he was doing a good job. And he was hounded out of that position. We have a call on now. Hello, good night. Yeah, my brother, what's up?
Oh God, humble. We could talk houses for a bit.
Hey, I haven't heard you.
We could talk houses for a bit.
Go ahead once you don't drift too much from the discussion we're having right now.
No, we get right to the discussion.
We only have roughly a half hour, so I don't want to go on to
limited time. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, but go ahead.
Fair enough. So I just come to realization that the government finds 17 sweet spots, not just one. You get me? When I attended Boca, I did building technology and technical drawing. Yeah. We did scale models. Now the scale models is replicas of the bigger versions, just scaled down more or less, innit? So you could use that as viewing preference. The government is pushing the whole IT and AI and all that. They could have used those augmented glasses. They could use holograph posters. So even on the sitemap, it overlays over the property so you actually see what the things look like. For the Polaris thing. But for the houses also, they could have done that, right? So the government said, like in 4 years, they have completed 17 houses. And they expect us now to believe that within this election year, 483 houses will be done, when they couldn't do a proper sitting in 4 years. That's what they expect us to believe. You get me? On top of that, the whole thing that you brought up with the floodplains and all that, like people discussed that before. Like 3 years ago, that was the talk.
From day one, when they went after this land, people been saying, "Hey,
there's
a problem with that area with a floodplain." There's a
right,
floodplain
listen.
there.
Right now, I want. What is it, Mr. Dolan? Is it Dolan? He totally disappointed me, because to come straight out and say, "Well, it was never more than 500 houses." You get me? Even with that the maths in. Okay, you can't tell me now that, okay, you promised 500 houses and in 4 years you only do 17 and now you're going to do 483 for us now? Because that makes up 500, right? 483 plus 17, yeah? Am I right?
Yeah, but let me say this as well, though. We also want to find out from Mr. Dolan, who is he seen with the
he paying up his monies.
Not paying up money. Declaring his monies because
yes. Declaring his monies.
Maybe making sure you have a certain amount before you declare.
Well, Fadu, if
the law doesn't allow him to get away with that, though. You know, the law says that you have to give for, I think it's 3 years before, and 3 years before, up to 2 or 3 years before you took up the position, what your accounts were looking like in that period as well.
Okay. Well, you have a chance to do. And next thing I wanted to say, apart from the houses, wasn't it in 2004? 24, sorry. Didn't Mr. Williams get a certain amount of money to build some houses?
You're speaking about after the hurricane?
Yes, I hear they talking about them houses.
The MIT got a certain figure to build houses there. And initially it was said the majority of that money, I believe, was supposed to be spent on mainland. Some of it was spent in Carriacou. And then there was the
St. Patrick's and somewhere there.
Yeah, but the question still remains, how many houses were built in St. Patrick for that? How much million? I can't remember how much million it was. Was it 17 million or something like that? 15 million or something like that?
It could be a little more too.
Can't remember the exact figure now. But we have to ask ourselves if enough houses, by our estimation, were built for that, because the calculation was off on it. When you check the number of houses and how much it would have cost to build a house and how much money was given, the maths wasn't mathsing. That's the first thing.
No time at all.
And even with the maths not mathsing, you have to ask yourself, well, up to now, let's just look at Carriacou. Up to now, do you think that 200 homes have been built in Carriacou? Even right now,
never.
Up to now, I'm nearly absolutely sure that 200 homes under the Build Back Better have not been built in Carriacou. A lot of people, Carriacou people, if you know Carriacou people, Fadu, Carriacou people does help the family. And they operate as a network. So you might have the family member in Canada and the one in England and the one in Brooklyn. They put together and they do a piece, and then they put together and they do a next piece to put back the grandmother or put back the mother and father
in place
in a home. The Carriacou people do it out of their own pocket. So for how much government has done?
Was so forward.
Yeah, so when they're talking about Carriacou 80 something or 90 something % back, that is not on the government. That is on Carriacou people naturally being an industrious people, naturally being a kind of people that don't wait. Carriacou people have developed.
So they're taking benefit for the people.
Yeah, but Carriacou people have developed over the years, not waiting and depending on mainland, you know. And then the person that cut the final strings with that was Elvin G. Nimrod, when he came in and they created the proper Ministry of Carriacou and Petit Martinique Affairs, because before that, if a road had to fix, they had to wait for somebody to come up from the mainland
and
watch the road and mark the road and watch it all over and thing and say, yeah, that road need to fix. Whereas now, with the Ministry of Carriacou and Petit Martinique Affairs, you have people in Carriacou who are trained and so on. Although I hear they have engineers who ain't even finished primary school right now. But you have, now here ain't all kind of thing for Carriacou, you know.
So that's funny. Go ahead.
I'm dead serious about that. And I have an engineer there that never went to any school for that, but he's on payroll here as an engineer. So, man, don't even finish primary school, you know, brother. But anyhow.
Oh my days. Gifted, man.
Yeah, sorry, man. But that is what was happening before. Anything had to happen in Carriacou. They need to change the galvanizer. As Nimrod did say, they need to change the galvanizer in a place. Yet not a man move until somebody come from Grenada and say move it. So that was changed. So Carriacou people have been independent generally. And then when Nimrod started doing these things, Carriacou people have become even more independent of waiting and depending on the mainland to do things.
True.
So when you hear how much houses have been done there, bet your bottom dollar. Some is government, but not all.
Most of them is people. Most of them is people. People that do their stuff. You still have people in 10 fam. Come on now.
Some people were told directly, no, you have money.
You can't get nothing.
You can't get. I know people.
But what are we speaking on Carriacou and Petit Martinique? What are we speaking on Carriacou and Petit Martinique? Where's that money from DCOR?
From DCOR?
For the health center and stuff?
Well, I hear I hear they did start doing some work on the health center in Petit Martinique. They did.
But everything starting for when they finishing.
That is what I do not know. I know that it started.
There's no timeline or nothing in it. Everything is starting. Everything has started, but it's not finishing.
Right.
That's the problem we have in on completion of projects.
Right. So I do know they started it. I do not know how far along it is. I might have to make a call to Petit Martinique in the morning.
15 years. 15 years. 10-15 years. To build back Carriacou. That's what they said, isn't it? 10-15 years. Fadu, this is ridiculous.
Like Carriacou people sitting down there and waiting for nobody. They're struggling and what they have to do on their own. That is, if you know Carriacou people, you know that is the nature of Carriacou people.
True. Well, listen, when people down here buying vehicles, Carriacouians and Petit Martiniquans just buy boats, you know.
Yeah.
They're making money with the tools that they have, if you understand what I'm saying, rather than just transport. Is it possible for the people of Grenada to sign or pledge and no confidence in this government?
Yes.
Can we do that and it could stand up?
That is a possibility, but the thing is you don't have the numbers to push it through Parliament. No. What I'm saying is this. A no confidence motion is a motion through the Parliament, the House of Representatives, that can be moved. Any member can move it. Somebody on the government side can move it, much less to somebody on the opposition side. But you must have the numbers because a vote must take place in relation to it. So you must have the numbers to be able to push it through, and you don't expect them to vote against themselves.
Fair enough. So isn't the people reflected by the numbers? So like let's say one community had like 7,000 individuals from that community or 5,000 individuals from that community that say, well, here we see no confidence, and we got other communities. Doesn't that add up to numbers?
It does, but in the context of a no confidence motion to remove the government, no, I'll tell you, the best no confidence motion is election day. That it have no better no confidence motion in a government than election day. We have no confidence in you. We do not trust you. You have shown severe incompetence in the face of immense danger and critical time to make critical moves to our country. You just disappearing because you know it's a certain man. He go quite in Washington to see people, but every time the people from Washington came here, he made sure he wasn't in the country.
He went missing. Facts.
So when the
facts.
when the admiral came, he made sure he was out Grenada. When Rubio guy come, he make sure he outside of Grenada. He always make sure. Well, he make sure when most of them people reach. Who
wasn't there,
I mean, he goes to Washington D.C. and he meets with the undersecretary. My brother, you know what an undersecretary is, right?
Yeah.
You know, like how you have government minister in Grenada, and you have junior minister, and you have parliamentary secretary.
Assistant.
I was a parliamentary secretary at a time, a junior minister at a time. So, what you are as an undersecretary is basically the position I held, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
So when you go boasting that you meet an undersecretary, you basically went to meet a parliamentary secretary.
These people laughable, it's laughable, bruv. It's laughable. One switch up before go though. When's the last time you did anything on the Dangote guy?
On Dangote, I've seen various news reports on him because, you know, being who he is, there are news reports on him. As in connected to Grenada, I haven't seen anything on him recently. What I would say, it is interesting though, since you mentioned Dangote, it is very interesting, Fadu, that the Prime Minister has gone to speak energy. And you know when they say they're speaking energy in the United States, and that he's arranging with people for energy in the United States, and you've heard of Dangote, you know that the Russian firm still has an active legal contract in Grenada that you can't just say, well, go to hell, because you end up in the international court. So you can't tell the Russians, go to hell. You have to work along with them. But while they have an active, valid contract with the state of Grenada, you are discussing energy in the United States, and you're discussing with Dangote, and you're discussing with Trinidad. Yeah, and he's discussing with Trinidad, and he's not involving the people that hold the license for the block that have resources.
Well, only planting the seed, only planting the seed is for people to start to water and stuff, knowing it.
No, he's going to end up in serious problems. I can tell you that. He's going to end up in serious problems.
Planting the seed.
If he continues along the line that he's going, we will find ourselves, Grenada again, in serious problems. You have a signed agreement with a company. They did it before when the last NDC was in office. They did the same thing. They tried to wait out the contract of the individuals, and they put all stumbling block in the way. In fact, remember at a point in time, the Minister of Finance, and so they gave the impression that they were receiving these threatening letters that originated somewhere in Russia or whatever. You had officers put up to the Minister of Finance place to guard him. All sorts of things were happening. That was during the last period of the NDC.
True.
Yeah? And now you have to deal with the same Russians, and who is in charge of the discussions, and who ends up in Washington to see the parliamentary secretary, who ends up in Washington to see them? The same Minister of Finance again, former Minister of Finance, Mr. V. Nazim Burke, to go and discuss energy. And they wouldn't discuss it with the people who have the license. They wouldn't discuss it.
The direct, they go sideways, no? I guess there must be a reason for that.
The maths does never match. The maths does never match.
Never matching. Yeah. Never matching. Listen, the men try to convince a good mass of the people that 6% is greater than 9.
Well, what about those? Why about those who are convinced that 17% off is better than $17 off is better than $15 off?
With the cap, yeah. So right I don't know, maybe it's a call. Maybe they put that shingy in the place one.
Now they take out the cap and they give people a do-rag.
Oh, okay. Yeah, some shingy in the place. That's what the government, I don't understand.
That's what the government give people, boy. They take out a cap and give Grenadians a do-rag.
And they running with it for it's like they have some information bias, or they have some cold faction mentality, because I don't understand. Like, the information is right there. And we're not saying it. It's not other people saying it. It's them saying it. It's just contradicting. So if it is that, at least, let's say 25 things that you said, 25 is deceiving. How far do I believe in you? In anything you're doing and saying? How? How is that possible? You said 25 things and the whole 25 your scheme wasn't it? Because I was showing you in okay, you know what? Let me leave it on a good note. If I do go and take somebody else, let me listen and you'll go down because I will turn up on them people and yeah, I tell you, it's just too much. It's like when is the break? Like is a breaking point, fam? Like at no point, no chance you're thinking about. Okay, let somebody give me a tap on the back, but then tap on the back is something they. So let me leave that alone, Fadu. Have a nice one, yeah.
Okay, brother.
Have a nice one, brother. Safe travels, yeah.
Yeah, man. And folks, the thing is this, and somebody just reminded me as well. Remember, these houses were supposed to be built in 3 weeks, It's 3 weeks? I thought it was less than that. Yeah, these houses were supposed to be built in 3 weeks or something like that. From foundation to finish. They were supposed to be built in 3 weeks. We hear from the people it's a totally different thing, yeah. Anthony told good night, bro. Yeah, we hear a totally different thing at the end of the day when it came to the houses and so. But ask yourselves, there was a promise of 200 houses by the December. Ask yourself if 200, this is over nearly 2 years later, ask yourself if they even do 200 houses up to now in Carriacou. Up to now. Have they gotten to the figure of 200 build back better houses by the government of Grenada? I'm being very specific here. Because when they count in, they want to count people house that their family send money for them and they had to struggle to get built. They want to count them as well. Yeah, no, don't count them. Let me find out how much are they. Some of them going and collect the house and taking the NDC t-shirt. You know, they want you to know is one away. So some of them going and collect the key for the house and the NDC t-shirt. They want to make sure that you know. Yeah? Papa, you. 421-7279 only on WhatsApp. Someone keeps trying to call me direct. Whoever it is, we want to hear from you, but you've got to call us on WhatsApp. Yes, so you've got to call us on 421-7279 on WhatsApp. So change it up, hit us up on WhatsApp. We can't take the direct call on that line, so you've got to call us on the WhatsApp. Yeah, nice, beautiful. So 421-7279. Yeah, so you have a person who is a chairperson on Grand Lake board. Not chairperson, I think they're deputy chair. But they're on the Grand Lake board. They are the chairperson of the GDB. So how do they hold the meetings for the GDB? Do they make sure that they're in Grenada to do the GDB meetings? And an interesting question here. Who pays? If they are outside of Grenada and there needs to be a GDB meeting, do they fly back to Grenada? Does the GDB pay for the chairperson and any other person that may be outside of Grenada to fly back to Grenada for these meetings? If so, how much has been spent over the last 4 years for the meetings that have been taking place? How much money has been put in traveling and so? We need to know what has been taking place with these things. Yeah, we want to know what has been taking place there because we want to find out how the GDP moved from $1.2 million in surplus to 1.4 in deficit. On that, Dr. Keith Mitchell already gone long. He doesn't make a joke with that. Already gone long.
Hello, good night, Sheldon.
Hey, good night. How you doing?
I'm alright. Why Gambian going and talk about NMP? So Gambian knows if NMP win, they're going to careful because thief that money.
Oh God, no, don't put me in them trouble there. I don't know about them thing there. Papa, you, Mama. Don't put me in them thing there. Let me save myself on that. I don't know nothing about that. Folks, I don't know nothing about that.
A big house with that money.
I don't, Mama, you go put me in trouble. I don't want to go down that road. Yeah? If we disagree with what he said, let me tell him straight up what he said wrong. You see that road you're going there? Afraid that road. I ain't afraid the individual, but afraid that road.
You want to take that money?
Oh gosh, you ain't listening to me. Ma'am, I got to disconnect the call, you know. You're going to put me in legal trouble. Yeah? Hello? You're going to put me in legal trouble.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, I hear you.
Alright. Okay,
Alright.
good there.
Alright.
Yeah, you see them thing there? Because if I don't have the evidence in my hand to prove that, when they decide they want to take me to court, whether or not it's true, I have to go and find close to $6,000 and so to go and find a lawyer now to go and file a defense to go and defend myself against something that was said that I have no evidence of. I know the thing does work, and I know some of them sharp for me. I know Gambe. I've known Gambe since the first election. I think I would have dealt with Gambe. He was in St. Andrew. He was doing some sign painting, and so in the back where Wayne's funeral home is there, he had a place in the back there, and he was doing thing in the back there. And then I know him involved in the 2013 election campaign. I can't say I remember him in the 2018 election campaign, but I remember him in the 2013 election campaign and so on. And he has to choose his words carefully when he's speaking about the New National Party, because anything he accuses the New National Party of, he's accusing himself. And that's as far as I will go on that. Anything that he accuses the New National Party of can be thrown directly back at him. I don't have to go into more details than that. Anything he accused the NNP of could be thrown directly back at him. So I ain't going down that road because they ain't suing me so now. 421-7279, call us on the WhatsApp. Yeah? And don't let them listen, sister, don't let them get you frustrated. Don't let them get your blood pressure up and them kind of thing. Blood pressure medication ain't cheaper and it's only getting more expensive. Especially where you see we had to get some of them things coming out from India and them place there. Yeah, the blood pressure medication and them things getting more expensive. So don't let them send your blood pressure up. Laugh them off, because you got to sit down right there and watch Alvin Dabriok become the member of parliament for St. John once again. He had to sit down there and watch it. And there is nothing, absolutely nothing he can do to stop it. Yes, so he could talk from now until the cows come home and until the cock crow in the morning. He can't change what is coming. The people of St. John have already made up their mind. They knew what they had before, and they're seeing the disaster that they have right now that calls itself a representative. That is not representation. That is not representation. Yeah? Definitely not representation. Not for the constituency that gave us Sir Paul Schoon. Not for the constituency that gave us Kirani James and Mr. Killer. Not from the constituency that has given us so many people of high caliber over the years. Yeah? From musicians and athletes and politicians and teachers, educators, people in science and so on, professors, medical doctors, lawyers, from the constituency that has given us all that, to end up with a representative that, that ain't making sense. The people of St. John make up their mind already. And as I mentioned, Kirani James, yeah, watch earlier. As Grenadians, we just only remember Kirani when he go and run. Well, he run and he win the other day. He beat Van Niekerk and all. Yeah, I think he set a games record for that particular games that he was in. He set a new record for that games and so, yeah. So big up Kirani James. Nice? Yeah, we always have to remember Kirani James and all our athletes that are out there representing. Yeah, nice. Yeah, we always have to remember all of our athletes out there. Nice.
Lose me.
421-7279. Repeated 421-7279, but you can only call us on the WhatsApp. You gotta call us WhatsApp. We can't take the straight calls.
Pride and integrity. It's trying to bubble and I put it back.
Marilyn, and we know what coming. Alban, and we know what coming in St. John.
And I give this nation a public apology. Why don't you check some artist history? You have a lot of them who do worse things than me. They never pay no penalty. I never shove me hand below children's dress.
And somebody asked what was taking place in Clogier. Let me show something from Mr. Dexter Mitchell, another St. John man. Let me show you something from Dexter Mitchell's profile. This dates back to the 27th of April, just a couple weeks ago. Yeah, and the situation ain't changed. They ain't do nothing there. There are nobody working there as far as I know. So, yeah, let's see the situation in up there. Let me see what is taking place up on that side there.
Today is Friday, April 24th, and this is the present state of the disaster that is the Clogier Road. On April 1st, during a post-cabinet press conference, the Minister of Infrastructure and Prime Minister announced that the contractors will begin work in a week or two, that they were mobilizing to start the work. It's been 3 weeks since that announcement, and no work has begun here in Clogier. The people of Clogier have been very patient. It's been since last July when the Prime Minister met with the residents of Clogier. Dates were promised, including last November and last March. No, March of this year, sorry. But this is what they're still facing. Sales vans, trucks are having difficulty traversing this area, and obviously it is still affecting the commercial interest here in Clogier, the farmers, and not just residents of Clogier, but Grenadians on a whole who use this east-west corridor to conduct business, to get from one side of the island to the other. So as of today, Friday the 24th of April, this is still the state of the Clogier disaster.
All right, folks, I think we've got a caller. Oh boy, we missed the caller. Call back here. So yeah, we missed the caller. We'll get the caller back there. So that was the last report that I had on that. The last video report. Yeah, and let me see that they throw the breakup stone, and that's that. That is it. That is all they do. They throw some breakup stone in the little hole. No work on the road, so it have nobody working up there. So as you see it, so it's still there. Yeah, as you see it, so it's still there. All right, call back. We just missed your call. So what you saw there from Dexter Mitchell is you see what we getting thing is people going around and they're showing you what's going on, you know. Yeah, it's people going around and they're taking out their phone and they're showing you what's going on around the place. So they just show since then they've thrown some breakup stone, and that's the last thing. So they're waiting for the rains to come and for they to get muddy and wetty and thing. And then they go say, well, we can't do the work now, you know. We go out to do it in the dry season. Yeah, to bamboozle people next year again. Well, it wouldn't be there next year to bamboozle people anyway. Yeah, so at least Mr. Dabrio will be there to get it done. Yeah? Not to talk about getting it done. Not to drag up a set of engineers and say, well, okay, we've got to do this and we've got to do that and so on, and then do nothing. Yeah? We've got a call online. Hello, good night.
Clock it.
Yes, of course, girl. Clock it.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Well, don't you want to want to call the program? I want to come in there so tired, oh God.
Oh, because I understand how it goes, especially with the heat these days. Yeah. So.
But that, I don't like when you're talking, you know, because you have your facts. If you have your facts, then you say what and what. The last lady who called, you know, she talked, but I don't want you to answer, you know, what you did. You tell her what it is. I can't say that because I don't want anybody to sue me. And they was ready to sue, eh?
If they're ready to sue,
so you have to be careful.
You know a particular government minister has stated openly that he's waiting for me to say something for him to sue me.
I know.
But I say the real thing, and everything I said, he can't sue and nothing.
Yeah, I started a short video with the I would say Polaris. I see goat, I see sheep, I see all kind of thing. Where the contractor, where the people working?
The goat and them is the contractors. Goat contractors and engineering.
Yeah, because I listened to Ron on a program on the last week, and he said that the people they have workers working. No, and I don't see nobody work.
Well, you know,
So I would like to know where this $2.2 million, where that money is spent.
But and that's the question. And you see, when Perry raised the question in the
town
sitting,
hall meeting,
that is the point that these people started to attack him. That is the point where these people started to get on and so on, because they found he shouldn't ask the question. But at the end of the day, any Grenadian in a setting like that has the right to ask any question in relation to any issue. You can't tell them they can't ask a question.
So embarrassed. And he was so embarrassed to the Prime Minister. He was so embarrassed. Big people getting little children. You see, this what happens, they don't like to hear the facts, eh? They don't like to hear the truth, eh?
Nah,
they just like to hear the lies. Yes. They don't want to hear all that this and all that spend. I was thinking, I don't think I'm getting facilities and I'll complain. Come on. They over there, they don't know what's taking place here. That is why they have to not listen to what people talking. The man was asking a valuable question. They start booing him and look after. They show a video here, no drinking. Cam Jones and others. You understand? Something wrong with some of the Grenadians, man. Don't get fooled and don't get bullied by people. NMPI, stay focused. Stay focused, NMPites. We ready? NMPites, we ready. I'm ready to vote anytime. When they call the election, they call the man ready to vote. Shall I have a wonderful night?
Right. When you say ready to vote, you check the voters list, you make sure that your name there.
Shall me name the army house is green.
All right.
All is green. My house green, my heart green, whatever green, my blood and all green. I predator. So you have a wonderful night, children, and continue your program, because if you don't have that program going on, we don't know what's taking place.
Oh boy. I didn't even intend to do that GDB tonight. Somebody spoke to me about it this evening and I said, I ain't dealing with the GDB tonight. But when I watch it, I said, no. I had to talk about it. Yeah, I said I had to talk about it because no. I mean, you move from 1.2 in profit to you lose you're in the whole 1.4 million. I mean, come on.
Yeah, Sharon. I want to say now, you as a poor person go to borrow a little money. You have to go through all kind of thing to get that money borrow. And big minister come and get $1 million and they don't pay back. Come on. It's real bad. It's real bad. I know what happened, telling again. Somebody called me today and tell me, election calling the man, and I said, joke you're making. You know? And I still in the Prime Minister, I want to come and what said George. Well, I said, I fake news. I say, where you go come? You want to come and get this marshal up it? If I can make it stand, you're going to come in Northeast? Where you go?
He could come because, I mean, if you want to run from getting the licks in St. David and you want to come across there, well, it's up to him.
Well, more licks you get, you know.
The only thing I have to say is this. I saw a news article with Mr. Justin Pierre. I saw Mr. Justin Pierre speaking about it. I just have to make one comment. It's not that I have anything against Mr. Justin Pierre or the comments that he makes, but if you notice something, he's never given advice to the NNP.
No.
He's always only given advice to the ruling party. So you would say to the ruling party, call election now, it's more reasonable to you. But at the same time, he doesn't give advice to the NNP and say, hey, you all need to do A, B, and C in this area, you all need to shift this around. So not that the NNP needs the advice, you know, but it's just to create that balance that when you're hearing, you hear, okay, the government needs to do that, but the opposition can do this. Or this party can do that, or that party can do that. It gives a bit of a balance to the information that's being put out. Instead of always, and you can go back and listen to all the audio of him and all the other things. And again, it does not cast any damp on the information he's been given. I believe he has been mostly accurate with the information he's been given. I'm not one of the people going and say, he this and he that and all. I have no time with that nonsense. My only
Yeah.
issue is I find if you're giving advice to the NDC, give to the NNP too. Yeah.
Exactly.
Not
Yeah.
that the NNP need it, but give to them too. So we could see the balance. Yeah?
We stay focused.
All right, my dear. Thank you so very
We
much.
stay focused and have a blessed night and get home safe still. Huh?
Yes, clock it. Well, home already, you know. You think I
Clock it.
home already?
Clock it. Yeah.
Clock it.
Clock it.
All right, my dear. You have a good one.
All right.
All right. Bless
You
you.
too.
Yes, indeed, folks. That's my good friend there. Yes, you have to clock it. Yeah? Why watch? Watch Sheila Alone, watch. You watch Sheila Alone, Alex go pass, eh? Oh, goodness. Hey. Yeah, folks. Yeah, people went there to say what work taking place up there and all kind of thing. But we're going to deal a little more with that tomorrow night. You know. We can't deal with that tonight again. We're going to deal with that a little more tomorrow night. We're going to bring up a little bit more on that. All right, folks. So, yeah, folks. Hey, it's time already, you know. Yeah. Folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you. And let me just remind you all, those of you that make your donations, remember to make your donations because, of course, we always have things. We have the security apps that we use. We have the other apps that we have to pay for on a monthly basis. Plus, we have our utilities that we have to pay for, etc. So the little assistance, whether it's at $20, whatever it is, it does help. Those of you that can do it online, go ahead. You see I didn't put the link up. I'm going to put the link up for you to see just for a short while. Yeah, let me just put the link up quickly. Yeah, so you see the link there? Right, that's the thing there. That one right? Nice, right. Yeah, so that's the link. You can make your donations and so using that link. Those of you who are outside of Grenada and would like to donate, you can use that link and make your donation. Other than that, you know how to contact me. You all know the number, 421-7279. You all can call me on that number most times. Usually, as I say, between 3 o'clock and anytime between 3 o'clock coming down to 8 o'clock. I'm usually preparing for the program and organizing JJ and so on. So that time, sometimes I answer, sometimes you may see that you call and I didn't answer is because I'm in the middle of something. That's why I don't get a chance. But other than that, you could call me outside of that and you definitely will get me. Folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you. In everything that you say and do, do it safe and secure. We want to be speaking to and with you. And definitely not about you. Love you all. We will be on tomorrow night with Talking Points once again for you. I'm hoping that I could drag up some old videos and so as well. So yeah, so we on with Talking Points tomorrow night. Do enjoy the rest of your night tonight. My name is Sheldon Scott signing out. Love you all. Yeah, and I feel like going out with this particular one, you know. Yeah. Let me try Elf Day, man.